Star Citizen is full of wonderful locations that can take your breath away, but some of those are hidden a bit more from the players. Today I'm going to show you the 5 locations that you have to see if you have played Star Citizen at all. Some of them are going to be pretty tricky to find, but I'm going to help you guys out. .317 dropped to the test universe very recently, but unfortunately there are no markers near it to jump to it. So we're going to head over to Port Tressler with our trustiest ship. So that we can get to the wonderful waves and babbling brooks of the Microtech River, we're going to make sure that we've turned away from New Babbage and go towards the heading of 205. You're going to travel about 400 kilometers towards this green zone. Make note of the ice lake to the right and keep checking back to make sure that you are still within 400 kilometers of New Babbage. While you're doing this, I do recommend turning off clouds so you can see a little bit more detail where you're looking for the river. When you get to the green zone, start looking for a small mountain with a little bit of an ice cap. Once you find the green zone, you'll be able to see a dark line snaking away from the mountain, and that is your river. You'll be able to find a lake at the bottom, and you'll be able to traverse the entire river yourself. Remember, hover bikes can go over the top of the river, and if you are wearing an undersuit, you can explore underneath the river as well. Either way, it's a great place to sit down, have a picnic. Star Citizen is home to some truly large ships, but unfortunately, we don't get to see them too often. Luckily, on Daymar, there is a wreck of a destroyer-class capital ship, the Javelin. We're going to first head to Daymar, moon of Crusader. Then we're going to jump to OM3. When we're at OM3, we're going to survey the moon and look for these dark areas here. Notice the C shape. This one is one of the easier ones to find. Just head towards those dark areas, and when you get closer, try to match up with these mountains here. Once you're within a few kilometers, you should be able to see the Javelin. You really get an immense sense of scale when you're at the Javelin Wreck. So make sure to take some photos. This next one is a little more of an Easter egg than it is a location. We're going to go to Crusader, jump down to Orison, get parked, and we're going to take the tram to Providence Platform. Providence Platform being one of the factories of Crusader. As we come out of the tram, we're going to head up through the main showroom and turn left. On Providence, you're going to see these large structural beams that go along the length of the platform. And we're most interested in the first one you encounter when you come out of the showroom. There is a small fence. What we can do is we can get a little bit of a sprint jump to get ourselves up to the platform. Then we run up the platform and turn right towards the catwalks. We're going to try to jump over the fence of the catwalk, walk along the catwalk, or at the very least go to the left of the catwalk, and then we're going to see our prize. Whew, that's a big oof. Do you like Stonehenge? Do you like ramen? Well, Star Citizen have decided to combine both. This one is probably the hardest one to find. But if you want to get to one of the greatest monuments of the game, this is how you're going to do it. First, head to Yella, moon of Crusader. Once there, jump to OM1, and then proceed to jump to Grim Hex. Now comes the tedious part. We need to get to these distances away from these markers. The way that I do it is I set marker, go to the top of the asteroid field, turn away from Grim Hex, and reverse away from it until I'm at the appropriate distance. Once I do get far enough away, I turn towards Yellow and do the same thing. Once I'm at this point, I try to make sure that I'm at the right distance away from each location, while still remaining in the asteroid field. Now that I'm happy with my distances, I try to look directly down in the asteroid field. An easy way to tell if you are looking directly down is go into third-person mode and see if you are upside down in terms of the asteroid belt. Once there, I'm looking for this peanut-shaped asteroid here. We're going to fly towards the asteroid, and once you approach, if you see a small, dark, square shape, you're in the right zone. Continue on, and you'll find Bennyhenge. It might take you a couple of tries to find it, so if that happens, just make sure you get your coordinates correct and try it again. Bennyhenge is like no other location in Star Citizen. Make sure you get a bunch of friends with you, take some screenshots, and share it with me. Also, remember to loot the guy underneath the big bennies. You get a pretty unique journal entry when you do that. We're almost at the last location, but before we get there, make sure you like the video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to see my next upload. Now, you may have heard of this one. It's called the Million Mile High Club. Unlike the other locations, which are hard to find because of their remoteness, this one is just hard to access. In order to gain access to the Million Mile High Club, you have to have either 1,042 referrals to your account, and that is with paid accounts, or you have to have years ago spent over $10,000 on one of two packages. Last I heard, there are less than 150 people who have access to the Million Mile High Club. So I got my friend and stream moderator Sandig to give us access into the Million Mile High Club so I could show you guys what it looks like. In order to find the Million Mile High Club, what you have to do is go to R-Corp, go to Area 18, and then find the building next to the TDD. This is the building where you'll find Center Mass. Once you walk into the building, take the right stairs over to this very exclusive looking club entrance. You will only be able to press these open buttons if you are a member of the Million Mile High Club. Once taking an elevator up, we go past the bouncer and we see this. This is by far one of my favorite locations in the game, and the fact that it is so exclusive and so hard to get to actually brings a little bit of charm to it. You have your own personal bartender. You have some aquariums as decorations, some wonderful paintings, some amazing looking interior design. If you know someone who has access to the Million Mile High Club, get them to take you. You will not regret going into the Million Mile High Club. And that's it, the 5 places you need to visit in Star Citizen. If you're having difficulty finding them, make sure to head to my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Croncy, and ask for directions. I'll be more than happy to help you find where you need to go. And make sure you comment below your absolute favorite place to visit in Star Citizen currently. For me, I am loving the river right now, but I will always have a little soft spot in my heart for the Savannah biome on Hurston. Thanks very much for watching, guys. I'll see you around.